All right, well, we are going to get started here today. I'm hoping everyone's having a great day so far, a good Wednesday, and thank you so much for joining us today. We're really happy to have you here. As the summer is quickly upon us, I'm really excited to be talking to you today about successful summer PD initiatives and the role that Who Knew It can play in those initiatives for you, and also highlighting one of our Who Knew It customers who really found some success in their summer initiatives, and hopefully you will too. So just a couple of housekeeping items here during today's webinar. If you do have any questions at all, we definitely welcome those questions. Throughout the webinar, if you could use the Q&A function on your screen to just type in those questions, and then we'll send out answers to those questions and follow-up communication after the webinar, because we do have a lot to cover and we do have just a short coffee break here for you during this webinar. We want to make sure that we answer all of your questions, but we'll send those out after the fact. Also, this webinar is being recorded, so we will send it out to all of you in that follow-up communication as well, just in case you maybe didn't catch something or you'd like to re-listen to it or pass it along to one of your colleagues. And then to keep things a little bit suspenseful, I will reveal the Who Knew It Summer PD contest and how you can be a part of that at the end of today's webinar. So just briefly before I dive in, I want to introduce myself. My name is Megan Grossart, and I'm the Product Engagement Manager here at Who Knew It. So I oversee the product positioning and the strategy and communication to all of you and our prospects throughout all of the buying cycle, and I'll be taking you through the whole webinar today. So now with that said, diving right in. So I know that the summer months they can be a challenge to get your teachers motivated to do PD over the summer. It's a time to maybe disconnect and decompress and enjoy time with family and friends and all of that. Some of you may have mandatory PD initiatives that you do have to conduct during the summer, while I'm sure others of you on this call may not be able to mandate that PD at all and only offer it as optional. But some of you may argue that it's the best time to do PD. So speaking for a minute here on how Who Knew It can help you solve your summer PD initiatives, everything that we do here revolves from our vision statement. So all of the decisions that we make are really anchored in our vision of empowering educators with the knowledge and insights to improve student outcomes. So we're really committed to providing professional learning resources to your educators and you as administrators so that you can better understand how to implement effective strategies to drive that positive change in your schools and your districts. So part of our philosophy at Who Knew It is to look at PD beyond the workshop and that sit and get approach. So we partner with schools and districts to help you all reinvent your professional learning for educators. So PD needs to be engaging, it needs to be interactive, application-based, and results-driven. And that's where this statement that you see really comes from, and that we have seen school districts make very great strides to reinvent their PD, and they've gotten creative along the way in their delivery of their PD and the timing in which they do it. So it's not as much about that workshop and more about how you can really dive in and get creative in what you can do for your PD initiatives. So I want to take you back a little bit in case you did miss some of our recent product updates. I wanted to run through a quick recap of some of the new enhancements to our PD products. So we've really hit on this concept of blended PD and the way in which professional development is delivered in a variety of ways to your teachers. So we found that this is extremely important when it comes to effective and accessible professional development. So with that in mind, we did launch our new world-class media player using cutting-edge technology that takes our online content and it can translate and transcribe the content in up to 9 different languages. So you can actually see that right now on our website and in the product itself. And you can go take a look at the different languages that it translates into, and it's a really phenomenal update here. You also may have remembered and know that we are launching the opportunity to customize your own pathway. Now, our pathways specifically are groupings of modules that are related in topic that make up one overarching theme. So they give you a chance to go more in depth into a topic while personalizing your learning by choosing from required and elective modules, and can give you the opportunity to also earn graduate credit. So with the customization piece of a pathway, you're able to pick and choose different modules from our pathways as well as our entire course library, and then even create your own videos and content and then put them into a pathways series. So being able to customize a pathway is just the first of many customizable pieces to our platform, which I will get to next. It's really exciting. Customization of content is really important to us so that you're able to leverage what we've already built in our robust library, letting us do that heavy lifting for you, but also it allows you to fine-tune the content to really meet your exact needs at the exact time that you need it. So now I want to look, now that we've looked back over the past few months at what's come out here, I want to clue you in on the future vision of Who Knew It. So with that, we're excited to announce our complete professional learning delivery system. And this is designed for you to be able to create relevant, personalized, and effective PD equitably here. So included in this is our course creation toolkit. So we did go through this a little bit in the last webinar if you attended, but the toolkit is equipped with multiple components, including the on-demand video encoding, transcription, and closed captions, like I mentioned prior, as well as being able to fully customize your pathways, individual courses, post-module assessments, as well as your own micro-credentials. So you'll be able to take what we have in our library or create all new content using our platform as that delivery mechanism. So this entire course creation toolkit will be available to you just in time for the 2018-2019 school year. So something to keep in mind, we are going to be conducting a webinar later this summer at the beginning of August, where we will actually live demo the entire toolkit for you. So we'll actually go into the platform and show you how it will work. And how you can use it to meet your school and district needs so that you can easily build your PD plan for this school year. So stay tuned for that follow-up communication that we'll be sending out here after the webinar. It's filled with lots of great stuff, and you can actually register right now for that webinar in August to see that demo. So now, in the meantime, I want to take you through how you can utilize some of our useful enhancements to make your summer PD unique and engaging. So this is your time to get a little bit creative with your professional development, as your teachers do maybe have some more time to take on this initiative this summer. So I want to walk through some questions that can start you off in thinking about when considering how you want to outline your summer PD initiatives to your teachers. So some things to think about are, what do your teachers want to learn about? So maybe they're in need of some new teaching strategies, or teachers want to learn how to integrate more technology into the classroom. So some things to think about there. What's important to your school or district? So this question may align with your goals and initiatives for the next school year. So maybe you have a goal around equity and excellence in increasing awareness and understanding of institutional biases that serve as biases to students. Or maybe you have a goal or initiative around a new curriculum option that revolves around the STEM topics. And finally, what growth areas does your school or district have? So this could be something along the lines of teacher engagement that translates to student engagement and retention, or maybe it's specific to certain state testing requirements and standards. So just a few questions to think about as you're really outlining that program and initiative over the summer. Now I wanted to throw some questions out that really surround professional goals for your teachers. So what do your teachers need for relicensure? I feel like that's probably a pretty important question. Maybe it's a certain niche skill that they need in order for that relicensure, like Microsoft Office applications, Adobe or Tableau. Or maybe it's a certain skill around social and emotional learning in the classroom. Can teachers create value to those around them? So maybe looking into flipping their PLCs and how to do that, where teachers can give value to other teachers. Or strategies around ELL instruction, strategies for different populations of students. And finally, what skills do they need to be successful? So this can maybe relate to relicensure, but maybe different for each school or grade or teacher specifically. So these questions are just brushing the surface around the questions that you can ask yourself as well as your teachers during the upcoming summer, as far as putting together that whole initiative to prepare your teachers to be successful next year. So I wanted to show and highlight just some of the areas that we cover, the initiatives that may be your exact initiatives for next school year, and the topic areas that we solve for with our content here at Who Knew It. So diving into a couple of these topic areas, so I wanted to share just a sample of some of our specific module titles that fall into some of these important topics that were on the previous screen. So again, these are just a few examples of topic areas that we cover, as we have over 1,600 modules in our on-demand library, each being outcome-based with our learning framework, integrated in where users learn the content first, they apply the content that they just learned through an activity, then they'll collaborate with our whole Who Knew It community to get feedback, and finally test their knowledge through an assessment. So I know social and emotional learning is a very important topic in the education space right now. So we wanted to make sure we had a robust course offering that touched on the many sides of SEL. So social and emotional learning plays a critical role in ensuring students develop the competencies that they need in addition to those academic content knowledge to understand and manage emotions, establish and achieve positive goals, to feel empathy for others, to establish and maintain positive relationships, as well as make responsible decisions. So this topic is something that we'll continue to add to our library. We have many different modules to cover social and emotional topics, and will continue to be a crucial area that we add to in order to see success with students. So the next area I just wanted to touch on is personalized learning, and show you some of the specific modules like universal design for learning and project-based learning that may help guide your teachers in the classroom this fall. And the final topic that I wanted to show you was technology integration. So as technology is changing constantly over time, we are really determined to keep up with those trends and how to integrate the latest and greatest technology into the classroom. So just as a reminder, all of our modules are created by subject matter experts in the field or on our team here at Who Knew It. Now, with all of that being said, I wanted to share a success story with you all that one of our current customers experienced to give you an idea of how they implemented Who Knew It in the summer months. So this takes you through Southwestern School District in Pennsylvania, and they had an overarching challenge of not having a resource to turn to that was fully vetted, that was flexible to meet their teachers' schedules, and that was also high quality professional learning to serve up to their teachers, and especially their new teachers. So they wanted to be able to track PD success while also providing their educators with the resource to achieve their professional goals too. So they ultimately wanted their teachers to personalize their learning for their students, but they quickly realized that in order to do that, they needed to equally personalize their PD for their teachers. So really getting rid of that sit and get one size fits all approach. So they implemented Who Knew It, and they got exactly what they wanted. So they got that PD of high quality that teachers could access on their own time. So during the summer months, they personalized their PD to specifically align with their on-campus PD days that took place during the school year. And so the incentive was that if teachers completed the online modules during the summer, then they did not have to attend the face-to-face sessions. So in years past, they would have had to attend 2 full days of in-person PD sessions. But with Who Knew It integrated into their summer PD program, they saw a really huge success that gave teachers the flexibility in doing PD around their summer schedules. So ultimately, the tangible result was higher teacher retention rates. So this is just one exciting example that I wanted to share of how just one school district used Who Knew It over the summer, and they have now really expanded to using Who Knew It in many other capacities.